like the genuine desire thing. Don't let me forget that. Let me read some of these super chats really quick. And Glenn, yeah, you're right, bro. If she doesn't make you, if you don't make her come, she's gonna go find a guy like you who can. Yeah, truth, bro. What's the super chats? Go to those really quick. $10 from Glenn. Great job of getting Rebecca on, bro, and great topic. I said when the Crowder thing came out, we don't have enough information to speak on things. That is true, dude. There's not enough people to just explain that that's normal in relationships sometimes. Sadly,
Just be normal.
it's fucking normal in some most relationships, especially conservative ones. $2 from Umbre of the House. The look she means is when men have their eyes open. The look she means when men have their eyes open. What
The
was that
look
reference to?
about referencing when a guy wants sex.
Oh
So if he
yeah.
has his eyes open,
He says his eyes open.
Very true. Yes, that is all, every guy. $2 from Just Jerry Podcast. Thanks for the sticker, bro. I appreciate you. He said something funny earlier. I can't remember what he said. I think he just said W. Yeah, W. When you were talking about the God of War thing. Go up. Also, I want to see what Glenn was saying. He posted a Bible verse. I wanted to see what it was really quick. 1 Corinthians 7:5. Do not deprive each other except perhaps by mutual consent and for a time, so that you may devote yourselves to prayer. Yes, that is true. That's the only time you're supposed to. Then come together again, so that Satan will not tempt you because of your lack of self-control. Very true. Yeah, that's the only time you're not supposed to is whenever you're fucking praying. That's like the only time you're supposed to deny. That's one of my favorite Bible verses actually. Now, back to the genuine desire thing. So a lot of the girls that I sometimes get on this show, they only are getting burning genuine desire for what it is. These 6'4" guys with six packs and making 6-7 figures. Like they're like they're falling for all this stuff. I like one of the big points I like to make is that some of these girls, once they get to a certain body count or something, sometimes I say you're too far gone. I don't think that you should go and try to be with the 50K a year guy that's 5'10", because I think you're gonna fuck his head up and you're gonna fuck yourself up. Like you're not gonna have burning genuine desire for him. Like just don't do it. Am I wrong in saying that, or am I right? Like coming from a woman, do you think that some of these women that maybe slept around too much or or experienced way too high levels of certain things, do you think that it's not good to give them advice to date down? Like I always like to say, it's not good to date down because you're not gonna have an orgasm with those guys. Like you're basically signing up to not have a good sex relationship for the rest of your life if you only like to have these type of guys up here. Is that true or is that wrong coming from a woman that's experienced all around this?
Um, it's a good question. Is it bad? You saying, is it bad to date down because you're going to mess those guys up? So you're
And
also
then they
saying
might
that
not
these,
ever be satisfied either, too. The woman might not to be also.
you know what? I think this whole sexual liberation body count thing is getting out of control. It's out of control because the fact that we have women comfortable enough shouting their body counts to the world and for everyone to
Yeah.
see and being plastered all over the internet is like we're in the upside down world. It's insane to me. Now it's a very I'm trying to give like a nuanced answer because they are too far gone in the sense that a lot of them will be unsatisfied with whoever they end up with, and that's the unfortunate truth. So, it doesn't matter who they end up with at the end of the day, unless they it's not even like unless they fully come to the realization like this is messed up. I got to take accountability for this and I have to heal myself for all the sexual trauma because it's a lot. Like if you have that many bodies under your belt, you have some trauma. Okay? You have to confront that face on like why do I need to do that? Why do I seek attention that way? Why am I only like why am I dating the same guy or sleeping with the same guy with a different face, right? And a different name? Why
Yeah.
do I choose these men? Right? When you can start confronting that, a lot more things open up and you're like, "Oh, I have daddy issues. Oh, this happened in my childhood." Oh, like a lot of things open up at that point. So I will say a lot of these women, unfortunately, it it doesn't matter who they end up with because they're either gonna be bored, they're going to, you know,
They're not gonna be
they're
satisfied.
just not gonna be satisfied in whatever because now you have reference points,
Yes.
right? You have this person from that time in your life or blah blah blah, and they didn't want a relationship with you, and like now you have like a whole mind mess. So unless a woman's really on the path to healing herself from all of that, and even then it's still difficult, and you choose at the end of the day if you marry that person to stay with that person, it's hard. It's hard. Like it's hard on all fronts. I don't know what it would be like for a man because I know men don't have that same attachment to women like if they are extremely promiscuous. Um but I think it does a lot of damage to women if they're extremely promiscuous, but I also don't agree with a lot of the red pill talking points when they talk about, "Oh, well, if you gave it to these people, right, you shouldn't stop giving it to other guys." Like, why would you give it up now? Like, why would you make this person wait if you've given up to these people? Well, she's trying to make a change.
Yeah.
If you're genuinely trying to make a change and if she's legitimate in like, "Okay, we're done. I'm done with this hoe phase." Listen, a lot of guys think that I don't know. It's so messed up.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I know it because I talk about it all the time. This is where the male sexual market strategy and the female sexual market strategy come into a really hardcore head. But is because like I talk about this all the time on the show. Because when I first started the show, I would explain to women I know me personally, I've never taken a girl seriously that I didn't sleep with on the first night because the
Mhm,
other girls that made me wait did not have burning genuine desire for me. I could
mhm,
tell. But the girls that did sleep with me fast, they did. So it was a whole different level of love. But for the female market strategy, I learned over time I have to tell these women to not sleep around or to make
mhm,
the guys wait as long as you can because
mhm.
y'all don't want to give it up easily because most of these guys aren't going to take y'all seriously. Like, they're not
Yeah,
me. They're not me where I would actually take a girl seriously. Most guys are like, "Oh, she's a hoe. She's having me on the first now. I never fuck with her again." But most guys aren't like me where they're like, "Oh, that means burning genuine desire." But yeah, this is where it converges where we disagree. I was actually going to bring this up next. It's really crazy that like you kind of brought this up because this is another thing where like the red pill and like women are opposite. Like I debate with Torsha about this all the time. Um,
mhm,
how y'all really want marriage? That's y'all's end goal as a woman. Y'all
mhm,
need that ring because that's what gives you your security. That's your that's everything is the ring. But for a guy right now, especially a red pill guy or a guy that's valuable, like in the top 10% or so,
mhm.
you don't want to give the ring because you lose leverage. If you give her the ring, she might decide to stop having sex with you or
I
something.
know.
And so, like, there's great women though that are like you, and there's like I think there's women like there's red pill women that understand all these things, and they would never hold sex over their man, But
Yeah.
I think a lot of women though will hold sex over their men. So then, like, it's scary to want to sit there and get married when you might lose all leverage when you do that.
No, and I completely understand, and I think that's why it's very difficult. It's a very difficult and complex situation because I also tell women, don't become his roommate. Like, don't move in together before marriage because that doesn't guarantee that you're going to get a ring on your finger.
There's no incentive to do it. Yeah.
I've seen plenty of women spend 5, 7, 10 years with a guy, moved in expecting to get a ring, didn't get that, but got multiple kids, and then they end up breaking up. So again, everyone loses. I think that we have this mentality in our society, and it's borderline degenerate, if not already there, where it's, relationships have become so transactional because of
Fear,
this.
scared. Yeah, people are scared. Yeah.
People are scared. Like, people are scared and they're operating in that fear, and I see it, and I understand both sides, right? I understand the red pill side. I understand when they say, "I don't wanna marry a woman because I don't want to, uh, go through the divorce courts," right? But I also understand a woman who wants to get married and wants to have children, and there's men out there who literally will string women along till she decides to leave, right? Or they have kids out of wedlock. And both communities, like, everyone agrees that the nuclear family, everyone agrees that children are better in the confines in marriage, right? Like, children do better when they have two parents in the household. So it's difficult and challenging to navigate this, because I'm telling women, like, save yourself. Do not have sex. Don't put it out there on the first date. I'm sorry, like, it's just not beneficial for you, because you're just gonna keep racking up the body counts every time you meet a man. And then you have these guys saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna date a girl that has 60 body counts." Well, you want them to have sex with you every time you go on a first date with them. Pick what you want, right?
Yeah.
Choose what you want and stick to that. Unfortunately, there is no layout. There's no outline of how this all works. There's no relationship uh, guide out there,
Mhm.
especially to navigate relationships in the modern age. I'm so grateful that I met my husband 5 years ago, because the landscape from 5 years ago and the landscape today are
Wow.
completely different.
Yep.
It's like a whole new world. And I met my husband in person, right?
Yep.
So we're and like, you have girls dating the same guy, and now, you have you have guys saying, "I'm gonna date multiple women in different places." I'm like, "Yo, yo, yo, this is crazy. Like, I don't wanna be here." I don't.
I'm so happy.
Hey y'all, Sergio here. I just want to mention I've created a completely free guide that shows you exactly how I went from having low confidence and being painfully awkward around women to easily meeting and dating numerous high quality desirable women in real life without the use of any dating apps or social media. So if you're struggling to get out there, if you have approach anxiety or don't know what to say or how to interact with women to make them want you, and are sick of using dating apps with low value girls that hundreds of other guys have been chatting with, click the link in the description below to grab your free guide right now. And if you want private mentorship with me personally to help guide you every step of the way in this process, check out my mentorship program in the description too. I would be happy to help you reach your dating goals and overcome any obstacle you may face. And trust me, if I can do it, you can do it too. I hope to see you soon. Peace out.